Hello everybody, Carlos Toro here of Carlos Toro Media, and I'm here with a very special guest, heavyweight contender Luis Ortiz, who's going to be fighting Alexander Flores in the main event of PBC on Fox on November the 7th. He's been kind enough to take a few minutes off his busy schedule to talk to us. We're going to be doing the interview in Spanish, and I will be translating from, Spanish to English. Luis, how has life been these past few months with the pandemic and everything? It's been almost a year since you last fight. How are you feeling just days before you get back into the ring? Luis, gracias por tomar tiempo de tu itinerario para hablar conmigo. Obviamente ya estamos días antes de tu regreso al ring. ¿Cómo te sientes físicamente y mentalmente? Casi un año desde que tú tuviste tu última pelea contra Deontay Wilder.
Nada, esto realmente a mí no me puede traicionar ni me va a traicionar. Yo estoy físicamente y mentalmente ready para la guerra.
He says, I'm feeling fine, no extra pressure really. I feel ready both physically and mentally for war. Do you think that the long wait between fights helped or hurt you at this stage of your career? Luis, ¿tú crees que la espera larga entre peleas te va a ayudar o quizá te lastimó un poquito en términos de tener demasiado tiempo libre a este punto de tu carrera?
No, yo soy boxeador y el descanso, yo creo que ya se tomó mucho descanso. Y el descanso va a ser cuando vayamos para la tumba. Así que mientras tanto hay que pelear.
He says, as far as the rest, I think that there may have been a little bit too much rest here. I can rest all I want in my grave, but now it's my time to fight. Luis, what do you know about Alexander Flores? Obviously, on the surface, good record, young, hungrier guy. He's been in the ring with a couple of title holders, mainly Charles Martin and Joseph Parker. What do you know about him? Luis, obviamente, Alexander Flores ha tenido peleas con ex campeones como Charles Martin y Joseph Parker. ¿Qué tú sabes sobre su oponente de este sábado?
Boxeador. Es un boxeador que tiene deseo de ser campeón, porque todo el que se pone los guantes tiene la meta de llegar a ser grande. Y se está metiendo en mi camino, es lo que más te puedo decir.
He's a good boxer. Got a lot of desire to try and become champion, which is something everyone who puts on gloves has. But he's in my way, and that's all I can really say about him. Luis, this is your this is your first fight, really, since the second loss to Deontay Wilder last year. What do you learn from that fight? Luis, ¿qué tú aprendiste de esa segunda derrota contra Deontay Wilder el año pasado?
Que los golpes duelen, eso es lo que aprendí. Y entonces le voy a demostrar a la gente que los golpes duelen. Así que me viste, te voy a dar a ti ahora, porque tú eres el que viene, tengo que darte.
He says, it hurts. I learned that the hard way, but now I want to go out and show people that I can still hit, and Flores is going to get hit. He's in my way, so that's what I plan to do. Luis, do you now feel that this is kind of the end of your career and you got just one more chance at winning a world title? Just kind of thinking back to right before you were talking, right before the second fight against Deontay Wilder, you mentioned in a media call that you did not think that this was your last chance at a world title. Do you still feel that way? Luis, hace un año antes de la pelea contra Deontay Wilder, tú dijiste que tú no pensaste que esa pelea iba a ser tu última oportunidad para pelear y retar para un título mundial. ¿Todavía piensas así?
Sí. Cuando yo decida que no tengo más oportunidad, me quito del boxeo. Uh-huh. Porque lo más importante es la familia. Yo tengo mi familia, tengo mis hijos y quiero ser campeón del mundo.
Luis says, yeah, but back then I was talking about boxing. I do have my family, I have my children, and I still want to be a world champion. I still believe I can get to that point. How do you envision that path to a world title if you defeat Alexander Flores? It's it's a very crowded scene at the top with Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, them being busy, at least in the coming weeks. Luis, ¿cómo tú ves ese camino para un título mundial si tú le ganas a Alexander Flores este sábado?
No me digas que si le gano, yo no. Alexander Flores, te repito, se está metiendo en mi camino y mis planes es ser campeón del mundo.
Luis says, don't you say to me if I beat him. Alexander Flores, I'll say it again, is in my way, and my plans are to be world champion, and I'm gonna beat him. Luis, do you feel any pressure or added pressure or extra motivation in this fight to go out and knock out Alexander Flores just to get that message out there to the division that you're still one of the best today? Luis, ¿tú sientes quizás una presión adicional o tienes motivación para noquear a Alexander Flores simplemente para enviarle ese mensaje a la división de peso completo?
Yo no siento presión, yo soy un boxeador de bastante experiencia y todas las peleas que voy a tener las uso como si fuera pelea de título del mundo.
Luis says, no, I don't feel any pressure at all, any extra pressure. I'm a guy who has a lot of experience in the sport, but now I gotta treat all these fights as if it's a world title fight at this stage of my career. Assuming you beat Alexander Flores, with the heavyweight titles being wrapped up at the moment, do you believe it is still possible to get a title fight in 2021? Luis, obviamente ya que estamos a punto de terminar el año y empezar el 2021 y los títulos están ocupados al momento, ¿tú piensas que es posible todavía conseguir una pelea de título mundial el próximo año?
Mi plan es ganar esta pelea para que a los ojos del mundo no sigan diciendo que King Kong no puede. No, King Kong va a derrotar a todo aquel que le pongan delante, porque tiene que seguir, tiene que llegar a ser campeón del mundo.
Luis says, my plans are just to go out and win this fight, just to have the eyes of the world stop saying that King Kong can't do it, can't handle the big fights. King Kong is gonna demolish anyone because I want to keep fighting for that world title fight. Just as we're about to wrap up, do you have any prediction in this fight? Do you believe that this will be a fight that maybe will be a little tougher than some people initially expected? Or do you think that this will end in a knockout? Luis, tú tienes quizás unas predicciones para esta pelea. ¿Tú crees que va a noquear a Alexander Flores?
¿Nocao?
Ajá.
O lo noqueo yo, me noquea a mí, pero ¿qué va? Yo no, todo el mundo no va a tener la misma suerte. Y ya vieron las dos peleas, qué fue lo que ha sucedido. Y nada, esto es cosa del destino. Pero yo voy a decirle a mi contrario.
He says he either knocks me out or I knock him out. You saw what happened in those two fights against Wilder, but ultimately I have to go out and knock him out. Luis, lastly, do you have a message that you want to send to the heavyweight division? It's been a year since you last fought, and do you feel that you may be a little overlooked right now? Is that the message that you want to send, that you are still here and ready to face anyone in the heavyweight division? Luis, última pregunta, ¿qué mensaje tú quieres enviar a la división peso completo y simplemente intentar de conseguir ese título mundial? ¿Qué es el mensaje que tú quieres enviar? Que paren de pensar en mierda, que King Kong está ahí, que King Kong quiere pelear con los que estén en línea, con todo aquel que tenga deseo de ser campeón del mundo. Aquí estoy yo, porque yo quiero mi chance por pelear por el título. Luis says, I want people to stop talking shit about King Kong. You can line up anyone against me. It doesn't matter who it is, because I want to have another go at fighting for a world title. Luis, very, very focused, very intense, ready for this weekend's PBC on Fox main event. Thank you so much for taking time to talk to me, Luis, and I wish you the best of luck this weekend. Luis, gracias un millón por hablar conmigo y te deseo toda la suerte y éxito en tu carrera y te deseo suerte en tu pelea este sábado en Fox contra Alexander Flores.